Now, we have been chatting a lot about calories, macros, protein, how to get protein into your day. And a few of you have been really confused in regards to how to do it. So I have prepared a whole heap of things that hopefully is going to make it a little bit easier for you right now. Now, I'm going to do this in two sets. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the different values of what 20 grams of protein is and how you can get 20 grams of protein in all sorts of different ways. But then I'm going to talk to you about the calories, because not all food is equal. The protein might be equal, but the calories could be really different. And this is where you might not be losing weight, or you might be stagnant with your weight loss, or things might not be happening. So I thought that this would be a really good way of doing it. So what I wanted to show you right now is this is 100 grams of lean steak that I have cooked and just dripped everywhere. And that there is 20 grams of protein. These 4 big bad boys here, 4 eggs, is 20 grams of protein. This whole bowl of almonds, which is actually nearly 100 grams, is 20 grams of protein. 2 tins of sardines is 20 grams of protein. 1 whole tin of tuna in spring water is 20 grams of protein. A whole 2 cups of chickpeas is 20 grams of protein. See what I'm getting with, right? This cookie is a little bit under, but it's around 20 grams of protein. And up and go, almost 20 grams of protein. 250 grams of Greek yogurt is 20 grams of protein, and this sachet of protein water is 20 grams of protein. Or 1 big scoop of this and 250 mils of water is actually over 20 grams of protein. And then if you ate half of one of these meals, which is a U-Foods meal, only half, that's 20 grams of protein. But what does that mean in calories? So yes, we can eat this food. What does that actually mean? Well, your lovely steak here is 200 calories. Your 4 eggs is 280 calories. When we come and we look at our sardines, this is 261 calories as opposed to this, which is actually 110. When we look at our chickpeas and our almonds, these are 600 calories individually. When we have a look at our protein water is only 90 calories. Our meal, only to eat half of it, is 350 calories. When we look at these 2 here, we're going to pop these side by side. Your up and go is 200 calories, and this is only 140 calories. When we look at our cookie, this is an interesting one. We like these, but this is 250 calories. And your yogurt is 150 calories. So if you're thinking about what you're going to be putting into food, and then you're thinking about not only the protein, but the calories, you want to weigh up what that actually looks like. So I hope that visual has given you a little bit of an idea about the protein, the different types of sizes, and how that can actually make a difference in your day. If you were trying to get all your protein through chickpeas, you'd have to eat quite a lot, and also they're very, very high in calories. So this might be okay for a little bit in a salad, but if you were relying on this as a protein source, it's probably not a good one unless you're completely vegan or vegetarian. You might be better off to look at a tin of tuna and maybe some chickpeas and adding both of those together in a salad and using 2 cups of leafy greens. That might actually be a better option to add your protein in the day. So how do I get 150 grams of protein? And this is the figure that we've been throwing around in our group, 150 grams of protein in a day, but be around 1,600 to 1,700 calories and hitting all the macros. So not just your protein, your carbohydrates and your fat. So I'm going to show that to you now. Now I'm just going to give you a breakfast, just a general breakfast, 2 snacks that you can have, and your lunch and dinner are pretty much going to be the same. You might just change your protein up. So the first thing that you can do for your breakfast is you can have 2 eggs plus a bowl of your yogurt, and you could add some chia seeds and berries on that. Now you might sit there and go, that feels like a lot of food. It is, but it's 42 grams of protein and it's 430 calories. I like to make sure that I have a really nice breakfast, especially because I work out in the morning, but I want to make sure that I get as many calories as I can in the day to fuel me. And this is actually going to be a really great source. And I think everyone really could actually do this. The yogurt's delicious and it's going to go down a treat. Now, for my snack, what I am actually having right now is a Musashi whey protein. It's delicious. It's like having a chocolate milkshake in the middle of the day, and it's really, really yummy, and it gives me 33 grams of protein and 130 calories. So a perfect snack. You could, if you didn't actually want to have too many calories and you were wanting to get under maybe about 1,500, but you'd have to talk to me about that. This is probably another option. It's not going to fill you up though. It is just like a flavored water, where this does actually fill you up a little bit more. So it gives you that satiation. Now, what I'm going to show you is how you make your dinner or your lunch bowl. So I'm going to use a very similar to this. So this is a Portuguese chicken and rice. I'd love to see what it tastes like because it actually looks like slop, to be honest with you. And we bought a couple of different ones I'll show you. So this is actually interesting. This is 741 calories. So yeah, it's got 44 grams of protein. Yay for that. So here are a few other meals that we bought because, sometimes it is easier. You're out on the road or you're at work and you forgot to prepare something. But again, you just want to have a look. This one here is another one, a chicken carbonara. So it's a pasta. It's got 37 grams of protein, but it's about 512 calories. This one here also looks like slop. This is chicken and potatoes. It's the Coles Perform brand. It has 27 grams of protein, so a little bit less than what you would want, but it is 304 calories. And again, it really looks appetizing. So how do we make ours to be about 350 to 400 calories, still have our 40 grams of protein and be absolutely delicious? So I'm going to use one of these packs of rice. This is for 2 people. I'm going to heat that up in the microwave and we're going to have half of this. So that is going to be 125 grams of rice, which is our carbohydrate. While I'm cooking that in the microwave, I have 120 grams, so a little bit more, of steak that I'm going to add to that. So I've just cooked that medium rare. Now you could have 150 grams of chicken, you could have 150 grams of turkey, you could have 130 grams of lean mince. It's really up to you what your protein is. What we're just going to try and make sure is that the protein is about 30 to 40 grams of protein in that serve. So that's what we're trying to aim for. So this is like a little Buddha bowl, rice bowl, whatever you want. You saw the other week I did it with the salmon, so you could have salmon as well. Salmon is a little bit higher in fat. Now, just for ease today, because I'm in the Power to Move kitchen, I have, this is about a cup and a half of frozen vegetables. Super, super easy. I'm going to whack that in the microwave as well for about a minute and a half, and then we're going to add all that together. And that is pretty much your lunch and your dinner. Yeah, I'm just gonna. What did you do? I fucked it up. I tipped it all in there. All right, are you filming? 'Cause, yeah, okay. You need to. This looks a bit gross because I put the steak on it before, but you need to invest in a set of scales. It's really simple. You just pop them on your bench, yeah? Wow, hard. Then you pop something on there, you tear it out. Now I'm gonna get 125 grams of my rice. I'm gonna put it in my container, and that's gonna be my lunch for tomorrow. So, just popping my rice into the bowl. I'm going to add my steak on top. And you can't tell me that this is difficult, really. It's very, very simple. We do this every day, every meal. And then I'm going to add my veggies once they've come out of the microwave. And that's going to be my lunch. Now I'm going to put some salt and pepper on this. Now you could put some spices and all those sorts of things. If you're looking at sauces, they're those hidden calories. So if you are looking at a sauce, that's okay, that's up to you, but just be wary of it. Don't be heavy on your sauces. I do love chili personally, but we've run out of all my chili sauces here. So this is how simple it is to get your protein in a day, but also meet the calories. So what did we have for breakfast? We had 2 eggs, scrambled, sunny side up, whatever, with our 250 grams of yogurt, and we're going to sprinkle some chia seeds in there and have some berries on top. Absolutely delicious. For our mid-morning snack, we're going to have a delicious chalky milk made from our Musashi whey. Now we have these at the gym for sale as well if you're interested. We're going to have that for our snack. This is going to be our lunch. We're going to have steak for lunch because we're feeling a bit bougie with our veggies and our rice. That's definitely going to fill you up. Then in the afternoon, we're going to have a snack, okay? Now, you could have 10 almonds, not that whole bowl, okay? 10 almonds. You could have a piece of fruit, maybe a small apple, and if you wanted to, you could throw in 2 hard-boiled eggs. What a great snack that is. Some almonds, piece of fruit, a couple of hard-boiled eggs, or if you wanted to, you could have a tin of sardines, or you could have a small tin of little tuna if you were feeling really hungry. And then you're going to back it up again with a meal like this for dinner. You could have your salmon, you could have your chicken, you could have turkey. You don't have to have rice. You could have quinoa, you could have potatoes, you could have sweet potatoes as your carb base. Hell, if you were feeling like you wanted some bread and bread works for you, you could have some bread, or you could have a little bit of pasta. The problem with pasta is it's a very small amount. It's not as much as rice or all the others. And then you could have 2 cups of vegetables, or you could have 2 cups of salad on top of that. And that's going to meet your protein needs and keep you in that beautiful calories around 1,500 to 1,700 calories. That's as easy as it is. I hope that explained everything to you. If you're interested, Andrew and I are planning in the next couple of months a staycation in Adelaide where we're going to take you for 3 days, 2 nights, and we're actually going to show you how we live, eat, and breathe this. And there could be a way to earn maybe a sneaky alcoholic drink or a dessert if you're that way inclined. So we'll let you know about that a little bit later on. Thanks for watching. I hope that made a lot of sense to you, and get cooking.